everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, my name's Debbie, and today on my channel we're going to be making some orange vanilla M&M cookies. Yum, doesn't that sound good? I know I love orange and chocolate together. Now let's try orange and vanilla. So I'm going to put that recipe in the description box below, as always. And if you are new here, hit that subscribe button. I'd love to have you. And as always, I'd appreciate that thumbs up. So let's get into making our orange vanilla M&M cookies. Okay, the first thing you're going to do is preheat your oven to 350, which I have that done. And I tore off a piece of parchment paper. We're going to line a cookie sheet with some parchment paper. Got out my big one. We're going to set it aside. Next, we're going to add our dry ingredients together into this bowl. So the first thing we're going to add in is 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour. Get out my bigger measuring cups. Get me a knife out so I can level off the top. So here's 1, 2. I found these M&Ms at Walmart and I was like, oh, those sound delicious. I can make some cookies with those. And then it said half. So I'll just use the 1/4 cup that I keep in here. So this is kind of like a sugar cookie base. And I'm just adding those orange vanilla M&Ms. Okay. So then to that, we're going to add 2 teaspoons of baking powder. I haven't baked anything for a while. And I think my husband's friends at work are kind of in shock. For a while there, I was like they were getting something every week. But life happens, and you know, I do know, a few weeks ago, been more than a few weeks, but I had my husband a surprise party, so that was very busy time. Had my grandkids all week long that week, so I was really busy. So now that school's getting back in session, it's a little bit less hectic, but I really miss my little grandkids here. I love having my grandkids here. I mean, we play and play and play. I've taught them how to play rummy. I will say I think I taught every one of my grandchildren how to play rummy. None of them knew. I remember teaching my youngest son how to play Texas Hold'em. And then he went on to doing that with his friends, and then they would bet with real money, and he would win money. So that was my son, Brett. Anyway, I do miss my grandkids, but I still get to see them. I help, sometimes get them on the bus and go over and get them to school and pick them up after school and whatever they need. That's what I'm here for. Okay, so let's get back into this. I did my baking powder and my all-purpose flour, and now we're going to put in 3/4 teaspoon of salt. And you can use sea salt if you would like. I'm just using regular table salt. This is a 3/4 measuring spoon. And next, we're going to mix this all together. Those 3 ingredients. Just whisk it around. Okay, we're going to set that aside, or I'm just going to leave it here, because we're then going to go over and I'm going to use my big mixer. So let me get that out. Like I said, this my husband and I, can't talk this morning, bought this home after my mother passed. This was my mom and dad's house. And she had this cabinet under here that held her mixer. I was like, oh my gosh, I love that. I love it. I used to keep my heavy mixer. This is my mixer. My sister got my mom's mixer. I used to keep my mixer on my counter at my other house in the corner because it's just so heavy. This is like the professional size, and it's a 8-quart, I believe. Pretty heavy to be moving around every time you need it. So I just kept it in the corner of my other kitchen and then just pulled it out as I needed it. We're going to fit this with a paddle attachment and add some butter and sugar and beat that well. So let me get that set up. And then I'm gonna bring you in closer. Alrighty, in my bowl, I'm going to put in 2 sticks of butter. Now this butter has been, came to room temperature. I don't know if you can see it. I've got my camera in. So, and I cut it up into smaller pieces so it would really get softer faster. So let's get the 2 sticks of butter in there. And then we're going to be adding in our sugar, which is 1 1/4 cups. And here comes our little 1/4. Can't forget them. And we're going to beat that together until it's light and fluffy, about 2 to 3 minutes. And we're going to do that about medium-high. We're going to scrape down our bowl. I've got me a cute little fall spatula. Isn't that cute? The little apples. I'm a sucker for a little decorated spatula. Scrape down our sides. And I apologize, at the very beginning of the video, I did not have on my microphone. So I hope you heard the my welcome message, okay? I looked down when I started cooking and I was like, oh my gosh, Debbie, you don't have your microphone on. I tried when I started my YouTube channel, if you go back and look at some of my old videos, I didn't use a microphone at first and you can't hardly hear it. It's bad. And then, so I'm like, okay, I need to get a microphone. So then I'm like, I don't want to spend a lot of money. So I got a microphone, and some of those still, I don't know if the microphone quit working. I don't know what the problem was, but they were just cheaper microphones and still not very good. Finally, I don't know if it's been quite a year, but I finally got a good microphone. I think it's called the Hollylark. I'll have to look. I highly recommend it. Hollyland. I'll show you the little bag it comes with. This isn't sponsored or anything. I'm just letting you know if you need a microphone out there for if you're just starting up. This is what I would get. It's not the cheapest, but it's not the most expensive, but it's a little bit of an investment. Okay. Oh. Thank you.
Try to stay off the driveway today. So
oh, yeah.
I parked over there and walked it around back here.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
No problem. Sorry to scare you.
Oh, you're fine. I'm not used to people coming to the back door. Yeah, you're good. I appreciate you. Hi, I'm back. Did you hear all that? UPS man came to the back patio door like it just scared me to death. My husband redid our driveway. It's a blacktop. My mom had it done a couple years before she passed, and so we sealed it last year, and because she hadn't done it since she had it installed, and it really needed it. So last year it soaked it in, so we had to do it again this year. And he just did it this past weekend, and so we have it, a lot of cones set up around it, so it's blocked off. UPS guy came to the back door, patio door here. Oh my gosh, that just scared me to death. Anyway, woo, okay. I know my heart's still working because it jumped a couple beats there. All right, so now we've beat in the sugar and the butter together. Now we're going to add in the egg and the egg yolk and the vanilla. It is 1 egg and 1 yolk. Oops. I'm so flustered from that. Oh boy, you guys are like, wow, she's losing it. So let's beat in our egg yolk and our egg. 1 extra egg yolk, just the yolk, usually gives your cookie a little bit more of a chew. And let's get a teaspoon of vanilla in there. Can't make a good cookie without some good old Mexican vanilla, can we? 1 full, complete, slightly overflowing teaspoon of vanilla, right? You know my rule. Tippy toppy. Okay, so we're gonna mix that up. Just gonna combine that. I'm gonna scrape down my sides again. He probably looked at me, it was so weird because I didn't even, you know what I think? I mean, I just thought of this. He's seen my video and light. He's seen my camera and my big light I have set up. Oh my gosh, he probably thought, what is she doing? I should have had him say, hi everybody. That was funny. I've had the UPS guy come before when I was videoing, but they came to the front door, you know, and the door was shut. He just knocked, or rang the doorbell, I mean. Okay, anyway. Now we're going to slowly beat in our flour mixture. Let me grab it. I do have a shield, but I think I'll be all right without using it. I think that's it. We're going to let that incorporate a little bit. I'm going to turn it up just a touch. I think we're about there. I love the paddle attachment that has the scraper on the side. It does help keep the sides scraped down, but you just have to do it a little bit. Oh boy, went the wrong way. Okay, I'm going to get this flour off the top here. Let me get this paddle attachment out and I will meet you back at the counter. Okay, now I was going to add those M&Ms, but I wanted to show you them. I think I'm going to cut them, give them a little chop because they're kind of big. They're bigger than regular M&Ms. I just watched a scary movie the other night. Bit off all my fingernails. See how they're pretty fat. They're pretty good size, so I think I'm going to cut them in half. They're a fatty. They're almost the size of like a small peanut M&M. Of course, the orange ones are orange and the white ones are vanilla. They're so good. So I'm going to see about cutting them in half. Let's see what that does. You know what? I have this on the wrong side. This is my meat side. I like to cut meat on this side. This is the side I cut everything else on. I don't even know if I could be able to cut these. This will probably be a mess. Oh boy, yep. This is not gonna work. Hang on, maybe if I get a longer bladed knife. We'll see what this bad boy does. But that's better. I just think I like them in half. Let me chop these and I'll bring you back. Okay, I think I've roughly chopped most of them. I've left a couple of them, but I'm scared I'm gonna cut my finger. So let's put them in here. I'd say that's probably about a half a cup. We're gonna stir that up. We're gonna see what that looks like in there. Because we don't wanna be chintzy with them, right? Ooh, I can smell that orange. I did taste some of these. They're delicious. I saw those in the store and I was like, what? I'm gonna try those. I'm probably gonna add a few more. And I think I'm just gonna add them a handful whole. Just like that. And then when I roll them out, I'll make sure that obviously there's some in each cookie. So I'm going to incorporate that. And then I've taken 1/4 cup of sugar, put it in a little shallow bowl, and we're going to roll our cookies in it. Roll a ball in the sugar and place it on our baking sheet and get to baking them. Mmm, delicious. Okay. Let's see what we got here. That taste is just delicious. Now, I usually make my cookies a very good sized cookie. But I'm thinking I'm going to try to stay, I don't know, maybe a scoop and a half out of my KitchenAid scooper. That's probably a pretty good sized cookie right there. And then I'm going to roll it in this. Gives it a little crackle effect. Place it on my pan. See, I don't think there's an orange one in that one. I want at least every cookie to have an orange one. So I'm going to get these rolled up and get them on my baking sheet. And I'll let you see the fast process. Okay, here we have 15. I have, let me see how many more I'm going to get out of here approximately. And then you'll know how many, because I'll probably bake these at after these come out. I'll just sit these in the refrigerator until after these come out, and then I'll bake them. But you probably won't see that on this video, but you'll know how many it makes. Looks like it's going to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 more. So 15 and 9 is 24. Okay, now we're going to take our little measuring cup and we're going to flatten them slightly. Then we're going to get them into bake. Oops. Okay, they're going to go in the oven for about 13 minutes. I think it says 10 to 13. We'll see. Okay, these just came out. Smelling wonderful. I'm gonna let them sit just a bit on the cookie sheet, and then I'm gonna get them off and put them on my cooling rack. Okay, it's time to taste one. I want a little one, so I'm gonna take the littlest one. This one looks kind of little. Aren't they pretty? Look at that. Delicious. Oh, I can even kind of smell the orange there. Probably because I chopped it in half. Let's taste. I'm going to get me a piece of this orange. See the orange right there? Mmm. So good. Wow. That might be my thumbnail. I got them to where the outside is crispy around the edges. The inside is chewy and soft. Do you see that? Oh, delicious. Taste the orange, you taste that vanilla. Mmm. These are wonderful. I'm glad I came across those. So, get yourself some M&M and try these cookies because you'll love them. Until next time, take care of yourself and take care of each other. Bye. Hey, I wanted to pop back on here. I didn't even notice. I go to Walmart all the time. I hardly ever go to Dollar General. But I remembered, I think, look, it says only at Dollar General. So I picked these up at Dollar General. So I didn't get them at Walmart. So maybe Dollar General is the only one that has them. So hit your Dollar General, see if you can find them.